The record in State versus Zachary Michael Dillabaugh, CR 2023-00431. The record will reflect the presence of the defendant and his counsel appearing via Zoom. Joseph Collins is here for the state. I believe we probably have some victim representatives who are present. Mr. Collins, and everyone who's present is present via Zoom. Is it correct, Mr. Collins, that we have some victim representatives present?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So today's complex case management conference, Mr. Bloomberg, do you want to tell me where you think the case is?
Well, Judge, I know we set this out, it wasn't too far from our last hearing, and I know you were anxious to schedule a trial date. So both sides still have a lot to do because we have some witnesses to disclose, and then I want to finish interviewing the state's witnesses. But I'm wondering how far out you're setting your trials.
Well, sometimes not too far out, but we are also setting things a little bit further out.
Well, I'm certain that this that we wouldn't be able to try this till this spring.
If we set it for trial, it's going to be set sooner than the spring. Mr. Collins, how many trial days do you think we need?
I would estimate 3 to 6. I don't know it'll take 6, but I prefer to, if the court's okay, I prefer to have that than a lesser amount and then have a problem.
I would think this would take at least 6 days. Perhaps 8. Do you go 4 days a week, Judge?
Normally, well, we'll try this one up in Payson. And so we'll be limited to 3 days a week, Wednesday through Friday.
And is it 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.?
It may be as early as 8:30 a.m. to as late as 5:30 p.m.
I see.
Let me
You know, while the court's looking, Mr. Bloomberg, we had discussed an issue. Has it been resolved?
Which issue are we talking about, Joe?
The county approving additional funds?
So here's what we're going to do. So my client is self-employed presently, and so we're not going to rely upon the county anymore. And so we're just going to tell Mr. Barkman that we're going to handle his bill, and so we're going to handle the balance of our own bills. And so for the judge's edification, so Mr. Barkman is our forensic expert, and he still needs to come back to Payson, if not sure whether it's Payson, to examine evidence that was not present when he last went. What? And he has some testing to perform. And then we are anticipating an additional expert. We can't disclose yet because we don't have them. And then we have some civilian witnesses to disclose. We have already disclosed some, but some additional ones.
Well, why don't we set it for another complex case management in late August, September, and then we can get on a trial calendar at that time, because that'll let us get some of that additional interviews and experts. I always hate to estimate a trial length without knowing my experts. Those are usually the ones that take more time. And so, I mean, I apologize to the victims for doing that, victims representatives, but I want to make sure that we're all adequately prepared. And if council's okay and the court's okay with that, that's what I would suggest.
Mr. Bloomberg.
And I do want I agree with Joe, and that's fine. I just want the court to know we are advancing, but Judge, it's a homicide case, so they take considerable time. There's a lot of evidence from the campsite that was in this manner.
Yeah, and we are making progress, Judge, so it's not stagnant. We're making progress.
Okay. Mr. Bloomberg, is your client willing to have time excluded between, if I set this, say, September 2nd, that would be a Tuesday, the day after Labor Day. Is your client willing to waive time?
He is, Judge, but can I tell you the problem with that? And while my investigators can keep going in my absence, I'll be out of the country the last week of July and the first week of August, and then I'm trying an older case that's on remand from the Court of Appeals in Coconino County through August. So that won't give me any time to really update. If you could go the middle of September, it would be helpful.
Mr. Collins, do you object to the middle of September?
No, yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right. All right, I'm gonna set this matter for a trial setting conference on Monday, September 15th, 2025 at 3:30 p.m. I'm excluding time between today's date and that date as the delay is at the request of, well, as the defendant has agreed to waive time.
Judge, can you do Tuesday? Because I have a midday. Is this a virtual hearing?
You can appear virtually.
Oh. And what time, Judge?
3:30.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. So September 15th at 3:30.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to do on Dillabough?
Not for Your Honor.
Hearing nothing
Thank you.
else.
Thank you.
Mr. Bloomberg, I don't see the video anymore, and I need to
Here, one
advise your
second.
client.
Okay, here we go. No, but I'm still, can you?
There we
Okay,
go.
very-
Okay. So,
Thank
Mr. Dillabough, you need to appear at the next hearing, otherwise a warrant could issue for your arrest. Any bond posted could be forfeited, and you could be charged with the crime of failure to appear. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have an objection to him appearing, to both of us appearing virtually as today?
Mr. Collins?
No, as long as we can see the defendant, I have no objection.
Okay. Defense counsel and the defendant may appear virtually. And we do it through Zoom in Gila County, so if you try to use Teams, it's not going to work. So,
Right. I just need the link, and it's apparently you guys change the link daily, so I'll get a hold of Galen.
so you contact my assistant and she'll give you the link.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank
All
you,
right.
Joe.
That will conclude this hearing. Thank you, everyone.